Good morning, at least for me, everyone. This is Liz Emis, the Minister of Education over here at First United Methodist Church in Omaha. I hope you're having a great day, no matter what day it is that you are watching the video. And happy Holy Week. We began Holy Week yesterday with Palm Sunday and a rousing 3,600 egg hunt. Along with waving palm branches and a beautiful sermon by Pastor Marita Truman. I wanted to continue, or I guess it's continue for you. No, it's continue. I wanted to continue for you into Holy Week a little bit. There are several events that the church is going to hold throughout this week. And so I wanted to offer a little bit of information about those and also a little bit of explanation as to what they are and why. So take a breath and exhale, because Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, you guys get a break. We do not have holy events, if you will, in the Methodist calendar that take place on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday of Holy Week. We do have events that take place on Thursday and Friday. So Thursday is what we call Maundy Thursday, M-A-U-N-D-Y, Maundy Thursday. Maundy Thursday is a time when we remember that Jesus, I wouldn't say supplicated or sublimated, but he was humble. He humbled himself. Knowing that he was the Son of Man, he chose to spend time with humanity. And in our Maundy Thursday service, we experience foot washing. Now, the reason that we experience foot washing is because Jesus, in the scriptures that we have today, we learn the story of him washing others' feet. And we learn the story of a woman who used her hair to anoint Jesus's feet. She recognized him as a leader who didn't look like leaders of the time. Leaders of the time would have had beautiful sheaths and gorgeous robes, very expensive fabrics, potentially very colorful, because color back then was very expensive to dye and to make last on fabrics. They would have oftentimes had some kind of a military escort, lived in stunning homes. They may have some kind of military tie as well. So you may see these leaders in, helmets with plumes or armor, carrying a sword, or in a chariot. Lots of pomp and circumstance that we talked about on Palm Sunday. That's kind of how you would identify certain leaders, particularly Roman political ones. No matter whether you were the emperor or more like a governor or a province leader. That's not Jesus. Jesus was a guy. Jesus came into this world as a kid, as an infant. He grew up the son of a carpenter and a stay-at-home mom. He had lots of siblings, and he learned that trade from his father. His humble beginnings continued as he grew, as he aged. And so it's no surprise that on Maundy Thursday, we celebrate him showing that humility. We will have a Maundy Thursday service, and I believe that one starts at 7 o'clock. And then the next day is Good Friday, when we have a Good Friday service. And this is not exactly aptly named. The Good Friday service is the service when we recognize that Jesus was murdered. And this is something that I want to talk a little bit about today. We offered a book to every family who came to our egg hunt, and it's called Together We Rise, An Easter Story for All of Us by Paul Rauschenbusch. His reasons for writing this book were that he could not find a book on Holy Week that reflected a faith belief that he could talk to his 2 young sons about. So he wanted to take his many decades in ministry and scriptural understanding and put it into a book that's easily readable for and by children, but also very impactful for adults. And as we know, children's books transform adults too. So it's incredibly important that as adults, we read children's books. Children's authors are able to distill down very contextual, dense, detailed material into highly understandable but beautifully complicated yet easily understandable story. And that's a skill that we could use today. So I want to read the part about Good Friday, or where Good Friday would begin. Jesus met with his best friends for a final meal, but he was also sad because he knew one of his friends was about to betray him. Even though he knew it would happen, Jesus gave the great commandment to love one another no matter what. While Jesus was praying to God for strength, the friend who betrayed Jesus came back with soldiers who took him away and put him in prison. Now we know after this that he will be accused of starting an uprising and wanting to oust the Roman emperor. But what I want to focus on today, even briefly, is that it wasn't Rome that initially was concerned about Jesus. In fact, Rome wasn't so sure they should be wasting their time with Jesus. There were plenty of other people that were violently or more provocatively trying to start an uprising. Jesus was not. He was having dinner with his friends and talking about love. He was even considered a little too eccentric to worry about by many leaders. So why is he arrested? Why is he convicted? And why is he crucified? All the things that we remember on Good Friday. How does that happen? It happens when friends of his start to fall away. When he entered into Jerusalem, it started to tick that all the things Jesus said were going to happen. People are going to not like that you're spending time with me. Political leaders are going to become very concerned that they'll lose power because I apparently have followers who want to walk in the way of love. His friends became nervous that they too could be seen as going against Rome. And slowly but surely, some of his friends became dropping off. And it is those friends who then turned him in, and it was a Hebrew mob that told Pontius Pilate to crucify him. Pontius didn't want to, didn't really see the point. It is incredibly easy in times of fear to not hold fast to what you know to be the ethical way of living. So, this Good Friday, I ask that we ask ourselves if we're willing to risk and stick with it. And in that, I say, Amen.